everyone, Nick Creticos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and tonight you're watching me on Hometalk, and we have the coolest project planned for you all. So this is just a standard 4-inch styrofoam ball. We're also going to be using some of these, and you guys might have seen these at any local dollar store, even grocery stores carry them in small packs. So feel free to choose whatever size ornament, but you always want to keep scale in mind. So since we're dealing with a small size styrofoam ball, we're not really going to want to exceed anything past, maybe an inch or so in diameter. If you have a larger styrofoam ball, of course you can kind of, change it up and use larger size ornaments and different irregular shaped ornaments. But for today's project, we're going to take a couple packs of these 15 count ornaments. So 15 for $1, figure 2 or 3 packs worth to create something really cool. What we're going to need to do first is we're actually going to have to remove the little tops. They pop out really easily, and the reason we're removing them instead of just hot gluing these is because if we do decide to place these outdoors, we want to make sure that we have enough stem inside of the styrofoam. So here we just have the scrap sticks like we just cut, bamboo skewers. We're going to dip them in our glue skillet. And we still haven't upgraded our glue skillet yet, but by the time you're seeing this video, we are going to be using a brand new glue skillet with actually all 4 legs intact. So here we have a little drop of hot glue on the end of our bamboo skewer, and we're just going to poke that into the ornament. So you do want to make sure that these sit for a couple of minutes so that they fully dry. And once they're fully dry, they're not moving. They have a little bead of hot glue, and we can use these to secure in the foam. So now we're just going to take our ornaments with the stick attached and begin working them in. So notice that I place it all the way to the bottom. The reason we're doing that is so that there's kind of uniformity throughout this entire ball. So, don't have them at different stages like that. Make sure they're right up against one another and they're as close to the styrofoam as possible. That way you get the perfect kind of globe shape instead of having pieces stick out in every direction. So we're just going to repeat this process over and over again until our whole ball is complete. And in the end, this is going to look really cool. So it might not have a huge impact just with one ornament, but think of these, you guys, as kind of staged in, clusters of 2 or 3. You can also create them in different sizes for kind of even a bigger effect. So, just one of them might not make a huge statement, but when you start making 3 or 4 of these as kind of, quick little projects that you can do with your family, it, really creates a cool effect, especially if you hang them from different heights. So what I'm doing to start off with is just kind of circulating around our ball, not being super precise. If we're slightly off, you're not really going to notice in the end, especially if you have this hanging outside and have it kind of swaying in the wind. So just continue working them all the way around. And if they don't line up perfectly, we can cover that up later with some tinsel or other decorations. So here we just have our first layer. We're going to repeat this process over and over again until we're completely covered with these pretty red ornaments. And as I said before, if you want to add these to your Christmas tree, you certainly can do that as well. I think it would look awesome in a tree, all different sizes and styles. And here's our final ornament that we'll just jam pack in there, like that. So this is what one side of the ball looks like. We're going to finish up the other side, and this is going to be really cool. I'm excited to see the finished product. So we're just going to continue working in more. And instead of adding tinsel, what I think we're going to do is add some ribbon. I think adding little pieces of ribbon in between all of these and just kind of poking them in will, cover up any of the foam that's showing and also add a little bit of sparkle as well. So let's just finish adding these ornaments to the ball. See how much bigger it gets? So if you are doing a larger styrofoam ball and you're adding kind of full-size ornaments, these things can get really large. You can create a massive ornament using them. So we need about 7 or 8 more. Like I said, each pack comes with 15, and you can also get larger packs full of even smaller ornaments, which would kind of make them a little bit closer, and you're not going to see any of the foam if you use much smaller ornaments than this. So it just totally depends on what you're trying to go for, what look you're trying to get, and what color scheme you're trying to do as well. So we need about 5 or 6 more in the middle, and then our ball will be complete. Okay, so here's how our ball turned out, and as you can see, you still see lots of the white foam. So to fix that, we're actually going to take ribbon, and this is something I just thought of a few seconds ago. So we have this cheap, inexpensive tinsel ribbon, and to secure it, rather than cutting it and kind of trying to wedge it in between, all we're going to do, you guys, is take the back end of a bamboo skewer, not the top because that'll cut right through the ribbon, take the back end, really add some pressure into the foam so that it stays. And then you don't even have to cut it. You can just continue poking in your ribbon so that you see less and less of the foam underneath. Another option is to spray paint it ahead of time. I chose not to do that, but you certainly can if you would like. They also have metallic spray paint as well, so if you want kind of a shiny, finish to it, you certainly can do that. So I'm just kind of weaving it in and out of the ornament, trying to poke it in every now and then so that it stays. And if you feel comfortable hot gluing that in, you can, but honestly, you guys, it's just not worth wasting the extra time. So we're going to continue throughout the entire ornament with more of this tinsel ribbon so that it looks nice and finished. So to secure it, I just have a scrap piece of wire. You can also be using fishing line if you don't want to see it hanging. You could also be using jute or just regular curling ribbon. But I'm going to take it, create a knot, and I'm just taking a corsage pin. So I used to do a lot of proms, so boutonnieres and corsages. So I'm just taking a leftover pin. And these pins are also really useful too, you guys. Kind of off topic, but very useful to secure your ribbon for storage. So once you purchase a few rolls of ribbon, you seem to purchase hundreds. So if that's the case, just take a floral pin and secure it so that it doesn't fall apart. But we're going to come back to our floral pin, take that piece of wire, and create a knot around it, and I'm going to tie it several times. So these are pins with a little bead on the top to keep anything from sliding off. So we're just going to create a couple knots like that, and with a little bead on the surface, it keeps it from pulling. So all we're going to do is take that pin, dip it in our glue skillet, be very, very generous with your hot glue. So as you can see, that's more than enough. Take it and poke it in as deep as you can get it, and if you just want to use your scissors or something to really push your floral pin inside, you can do that as well. So now that that floral pin's in, we can just let it dry for a few seconds, and then we have a nice hanger. So we're just going to take that same tinsel ribbon that we used earlier to kind of cover our foam and create a little tiny bow. Nothing extravagant, nothing super fancy. So just a little bow tie by creating 2 loops with 2 tails like that. Snip off our second tail. And then to secure it, I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner. So take a pipe cleaner, twist it secure, and leave yourself about 1/2 inch to 1 inch worth of the pipe cleaner. That way we can poke that back into our foam. So I'm just taking a bamboo skewer and wrapping my pipe cleaner around so that we kind of have a more sturdy stem to insert into our foam. Snip off our stem, dip it in our glue skillet, and poke it where the top wire is. I think the best effect will have it placed right up top, and by using a little additional hot glue, you're also keeping that floral pin in even more so. Okay, and here's the finished product, you guys, and I absolutely love the way this hanging ball turned out. I mean, look at how fun that is. Imagine this hanging in sets of, 3 outdoors or even indoors and have them on spinners, just spinning like that. They do a great job with reflecting the light. I can see my reflection in it, actually, which is kind of funny. So have lots of fun with this design, you guys. Like I said, it took 3 boxes of 15-count ornaments with maybe 1 or 2 extra left over. So $3 for that, $1 for the styrofoam ball that you can also pick up at any dollar store, and just some leftover ribbon, twine, or fishing line. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. This is Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and you're watching me on Hometalk. Bye, everyone.